Alright, so here's what you get inside of the Redline Tuning packaging. Inside of this tube, you have some instructions, 3 pages of colored instructions, nice and detailed with pictures. Tells you what comes with it and more detailed instructions. So far I like that. The 2 hood struts itself comes in this this red packaging, and these are the parts that it comes with here. You have 2 gas springs. You have 2 ball stud blind net washers. And of course, you have the black powder coated hood brackets. You have these multi grip rivets. This is what I'm trying to avoid installing, but we'll see if I give in and end up doing it just to install these hood struts from Redline Tuning. So that's the kit in itself, and let's go ahead and compare it to the those hood struts from Cashapp. If you watched my last video, you know that I installed the Cashapp hood struts in my car. These are the budget-friendly $34 hood struts if you use my 10% coupon. And what I wanted to do is a comparison before I install it, and also kind of go over some pros and cons, so that way you can make a decision on which set of hood struts you want to go with, if you feel the extra price is worth the value for the Redline Tuning hood struts. So first thing I wanted to mention is pay attention to the sound. I haven't installed the Redline Tuning yet, but we'll see how quiet it is, or if it has a comparable sound. So if I were to close the hood right now, you hear that little sudden squirt at the end. Some people that might be okay with, but for me, it sounds really like rigid. I don't know how else to say it. So if I were to like pull on my hood, here's what it would sound like. Only for that top part, but once you get down here, it's quiet. Right, so let's pay attention to that. The other thing is with the Redline Tuning hood struts, here's a set right here. Just comparing it next to the Cashapp hood struts, they're almost identical in length. The shaft is the same. However, I do notice that at the bottom, it's about an inch longer. So maybe that's going to allow for the hood to be propped up a little bit higher. So Redline Tuning compared to the Cashapp hood struts, that's what it looks like for comparison. Alright, and then the other thing is, if you look at the directions right here, with the Redline Tuning, they don't have brackets. On other models they do, but for the Highlanders specifically, they have these. They specify based on their preference, we should be drilling this into the hood. But if you know me, I'm a plug and play guy. I try to avoid splicing wires. I try to avoid drilling at all, if at all possible. And so if you look at the picture, and it shows you where to align and drill the holes, it shows you that it's right at this crease right here, if you can see it, right at this crease right here. So this crease on our car is right here. So if we were to install this, basically they're saying that you would be drilling into the hood somewhere at this point right here. So my slight modification is I'm not going to drill. I'm going to leave these Cashapp brackets on here, so that way, hey, I just don't want to drill, and we'll see if it can be adaptable and switch them out easily. I'm thinking it would, so we'll test that out. Something else that I also noticed here is with the Redline Tuning hood struts inside, they already put a glob of grease in it, so that way you're not going to have any squeakiness months from now. With these Cashapp hood struts, I noticed that at the bottom it didn't have any grease, but at the top it did. But for these Redline Tunings, they had grease at both points. So that's a cool thing. Last thing I wanted to point out to you is the anchor point. This anchor point right over there. This anchor point was a bitch to put in, especially if you have big hands. It's going to be a challenge for you to put on. But with the Redline Tuning, they have this diamond shaped adapter that they said is patented, and so they say by using this method it's going to be a lot easier to install. So we'll see how easy it is to put this on compared to this if you watched my last video installing the Tusaba hood struts. Let's get to it. Alright, so for both hood struts, to actually remove them, there's a little metal clip here. All you gotta do is just bend it up and then it should pop right out. Once you got that out, go ahead and remove the Tusaba bracket. Keep your hand under it so that bolt doesn't fall out. Okay. Alright, now you got the washer and the bolt on the bottom. That was the bitch to get in there. So here is the Redline Tuning. Another thing I'm noticing here is the washer. The Redline Tuning washer is actually wider in diameter than the Tusaba one. Exactly what I said in the last video, right? So that's a bonus right here. Redline Tuning, good job. Alright, so here you don't actually have to take this diamond head washer off. They said that just loosen it just a little bit, and all you have to do is slide it right in and then twist it and it'll click. Look at that. And then now you just twist it. Wow. That was a lot easier. So now go ahead and use and tighten it in. Oh my gosh, that just took seconds. Look at that, it's not going anywhere. Then all that's left to do is just pop out this hood strut, pop in the Redline Tuning, and let's do a comparison. Alright, so here we are on the driver's side hood, and to install this bracket, I'm not going to use the rivets from the Redline Tuning, because again, if I can avoid drilling, that's where I want to do. Just want to do things that are plug and play. I can take it off later if I need to. So to properly install this my way, I'm going to take this bolt out at the bottom first. You notice how there's this cutout right here? Makes it easier to slide it in. Once you're able to take this bolt and kind of like I don't want to say hand tighten, but at least secure this bracket on, then you can go ahead and take off the second bolt at the top. That way it can just sit right there, and then it'll just be a plug and play. So let's go and do this. Really didn't need to take the bolt all the way off. I don't know what I was thinking. Just loosen it up enough to slide it in is what I meant to say. There we go. See? It's sitting there. So you can just keep the alignment of the hood. And then now you can go ahead and break this top bolt and take this one all the way off. Once you take that off, you can pull this one in. And there's no movement to the hood at all when you do it this way. Slide this bracket in. That didn't take long at all. And then you go into the Redline Tuning package. You'll take this blue nut out, like I did on the passenger side. Really easy. Slide it right inside in the big hole. Loosen it up a little bit more. There you go. And then twist it. And it'll just lock up on itself. No need to go underneath. This is what I love about it. Cinch this down, and we'll put this rod back in. Alright, so all that's left to do is slap on the Redline Tuning head struts. Redline Tuning. Snaps right in. This bottom one snaps right in. Click. All right, so it's installed. I'm actually happy with how it turned out. My only critique, because I am using the brackets from the other hood struts, I decided not to use the mounting points that were provided by Redline Tuning. So I'll own that. But in the meantime, what I will do is you'll notice that there's like this space in between the hood and the actual hood mount that's creating that extra space right there. And so in the original packaging, in the cheaper hood struts, there were some metal shimmies that look like this. And so I'm going to use these. I put some double-sided tape on both of them, and basically I'm going to stick it in between right here. I'm going to stick it in between right here, so that way it fills that gap, so that way there's less give when the hood opens and closes. Alright, Redline Tuning hood struts installed. Let's go ahead and see and hear the difference. Hopefully there's a difference. A lot quieter, a lot quieter. Y'all remember with the Tusaba, you heard that at the top? With these Redline Tuning hood struts, it's quiet as a mouse. Does it sit up a little bit higher with the extra inch in the shaft? I'd say so. Again, we're using the brackets. Totally optional for you if you want to use the supplied brackets where you drill it into the hood. Like I said, I'm not going to do that. But so far, so good. This was a breeze to install, y'all. Close it. I will say that closing it at the top, it's a little bit more rigid, so you do have to put a little bit more force into pulling it down, but that's not a problem. But once you get to this middle area right here, it literally is like butter. This part is like butter. So let's go ahead and test it out. How much force do I need for it to open up with my fingers? See, I love this because it has a rapid motion when it opens up initially, right? And then it slows down right at the end. It's like the first 90% is like shh, and then the last 10% is like shh. It slows down like a cabinet, right? I like it. Again, the difference here, Redline Tuning. I got this last year during Black Friday. I got it for 80 bucks. These retail for 100. Depending on when you watch this video, if you go to our Facebook modders page, I am trying to work on a group buy discount for our members. So depending on when you watch this video, go check it out there. And if this is something that you want to get, maybe we can get you a discount as well. But comparison, again, $100 compared to $34 with Tusaba. That is a question of value that only you have the answer to. Each person is different. For me personally, just getting rid of that sound in the pump at the end, that is enough for me to go with the Redline tuning. So again, hopefully you like this two-part video with hood struts, and continue to support. I got a bunch more videos lined up. More sponsors are reaching out, and so I just simply don't have enough time in the day to be able to crank these videos out, which is a good problem to have, right? So I'll try my best to try to get a video out every other week is my plan right now. Sometimes that might not happen because of my busy work schedule, but it is what it is. Again, much love to everyone. We have finally reached 800 subscribers, and my target when I started this channel 9 months ago was to hit 1,000 and build a community. If I hit 1,000 and we are creating a community like we have been through the interactions on Facebook, man, I'm a happy camper, man. This has been a great experience, and it's exciting to see all the different mods that everyone's doing. Again, like, subscribe, much love, peace. Hey Lynn, go ahead and open up the hood now.
Much easier.
Much easier?
Yeah. Is closing it just as simple?
Yes, pull it hard. Quiet has a mouse. If you want to close it, you can close it here, or you can grab it from the latch here. You can slam it, or you can just close it.